Well, g'day, I'm JB and welcome to Season 4 of 4x4 Adventure Club. And what an epic season we have in store. We've just travelled up in the last week to far north Queensland to tackle Cape York, and we're at the start of the Creb Track. And we'll see where we end up, hopefully ending up in Cooktown in the next day or two. I'm just going down to about 28 psi. It's pretty dry out there at the moment, plus with all the weight I'm carrying, but also gives me a bit of room to go down further if it does get a bit more slippery and wet. Alright, we're on the Creb Track at the sort of, I guess you could call the official start, which is the first river crossing going across the Daintree River. Doesn't look too deep. Was a bit deeper last time I came through. Let's see how we go. Nice hard bottom. Beautiful. Successfully across.
G'day guys, Adam here, ADM Motors, Nuts About 4 Drive. I want to talk to you about today about the importance of checking your levels before you head out on the tracks. I've actually been out on precarious angles before in a 4-wheel drive. We've been scrambling for traction and on some funny ruts and rocks and what have you. And I've got to tell you, it's a bit of a scary thing when you're up on these angles and all of a sudden your oil light comes on. So making sure that your levels are correct is one of the most important things you can do before you head out, because you can literally starve your engine from oil and do some damage while you're out in the tracks for something as simple as just checking and making sure your oil levels are okay. If you're not sure of what oil you should be using, that's okay, because you can download on your smartphone the app for Valvoline Net Lube. Search your vehicle and oil type, and you can grab some oil and check it out and top it up if need be. Apart from that, be safe out on the tracks, and check out our Facebook site at nutsabout4wd. Check out our online store at nutsabout4drive.com.au. Otherwise, be safe out on the tracks and go nuts.
Well, we've come across our next crossing, Hilda Creek. It's not very deep, probably 20-30 metres wide, and yeah, we'll drop into it and see how we go. And a nice little climb out of Hilda Creek as well. So yep, we'll keep pushing. It's getting on though. It's 4:30, so hopefully we'll find a spot we can camp on in the next sort of half hour to an hour. Hopefully set up before it gets dark. But no, so far the Creb Track is awesome as ever. Well, we're travelling along nicely on the Creb. We're about 8k's away from China Camp, which is hopefully where we'll hole up for the night. And yeah, we're taking a track. There is a few trees that have fallen down, but they're a bit too big for chainsawing, and they're yeah, sort of on high angles. But the last one I scraped through by millimetres, and this one I should, you know, tuck up hard against the right, and I'll make it through. But all in all, another 20 minutes of driving, and we'll call it a day. Shut the gate, open the gate. Wind the gate, hopefully we can count there. Boys and girls, we've got to drive across the creek here, and then there'll be a little gate and the shelter and everything for us. Yeah, nah, $20 a car, so it was all good, and yeah, nah, beautiful people.
That's fantastic.
Here we go. Alright, we're at the Yindilli campsite after pulling in late last night, or probably around 6:30 in the dark. But from here we're going to move on to Cooktown for regrouping, getting a bit more fuel, and heading towards Cape Flattery. So stick around and check out what we get up to. Alright, one of the checks I like doing every couple of days is my tyre pressures. We aired down yesterday after a long day's driving, and I went down to 28 psi, and yeah, the tyres would have been hot and whatnot, so I'll check them again this morning, and as I can see they've gone down to 24. So I'm still happy with 24, but it's good to check your pressures every couple of days just to pick up any leaks that you may have, and yeah, obviously adjust your pressures to depending on what terrain you'll be attacking during the day. Well, I've just turned off the Creb Track on a little side track that takes us to the Roaring Meg Falls. So yeah, we'll go check it out. Well, we're at the Roaring Meg Falls, but unfortunately this is as far as the cameras will go. As you can see, out of respect for the Aboriginal communities, we won't take the cameras, but we have done the walk there and come back, and I so highly recommend that you do the trek to the falls. It's up there with one of the best waterfalls you'll see. Well, we're just coming out of the Roaring Meg Falls, back out onto the Creb Track, and yeah, making our way to Cooktown. But yeah, again, highly recommend you go out and check out the Roaring Meg Falls. Unfortunately, we couldn't take any video footage of it, but yeah, believe me when I say it is absolutely beautiful. Well, there you have it. That was the mighty Creb Track up in Cape York. A couple of thank yous. I'd like to thank PJ for all the information on the southern half, and also CJ for allowing us to camp at their property and giving us passage through the northern side of the Creb. From here we're going to head to Cooktown, so if you have liked what you've seen, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook. Make sure you stay tuned for next week as we continue our trek up to Cape York.